Okay, so we're doing Peach again.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I chose. Yeah, I'm definitely like struggling with Peach still. It's just like I don't know. It just isn't clicking. I feel like I chose a VOD that like from a long session. I played with the same Peach that like from last time,
Hmm.
which is like number two in our state. Um, and we played for like an hour and a half. And like most of the games were like beat downs.
Hmm.
And then like I chose one of the like better ones where I feel like was playing well, but I might want to do the thing. I might want to like halfway through if it like gets redundant, like maybe pull one of the ones where I go like four stocked
Yeah.
because there's plenty, and kind of do what we did with the Fox Ditto and be like, what did you do that like led to you getting like killed super quickly?
Hmm.
Um, But just I want to do a normal VOD review. I don't know. The main thing is like I'm thinking about like I don't know. I feel like I'm spending a lot of my mental capacity when I'm playing against Peach right now in neutral, like thinking like how do I not like don't do like a bad approach that'll get you like hit is like
Hmm.
what I'm thinking. But I don't feel like I have exact like reaction points where like it's like this happens, like you go in and you hit Peach now, like or and I also feel like I'm trying to dash dance like close enough, um, and like since I'm playing like the two I played like two sessions last night with like two good Peaches, and I just feel like I'm like always like I'm trying to dash dance in like a sweet spot where like I can't get dash attacked.
Yeah.
And I'm always like they're always like finding ways to close the space where I'm like barely in range. And I'm getting like hit by the end of it.
Hmm.
And then like it's like it happens like this happened like a million times during the session where it's like they dash attack me at like low percent. I like CC it, I grab it. They SDI my up throw up air when I try to punish it, and then like they come down and I'm in an awkward spot, and then I like eat a zero to death and like rinse and repeat. Like that's what like most of this session felt like. So I don't know. I feel like the main thing I want is like I get some of these principles and like I think I just need to get better at like implementing them.
Yeah.
About like not putting yourself in lag against Peach and just kind of like trying to like wait that extra second and reacting and like but it's just like I think I feel like I need some more like detail on like when are like good times to like approach and like how.
Hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I think it makes sense because I think the rules or whatever against Peach feel, at least my experience when I was learning the matchup and everything, is it always felt very, very nebulous because Peach's whole thing kind of revolves around the idea that you can't really react and like punish things she does most of the time because
Yeah.
it's all just like no landing lag, fast moves, everything. And so it's like it's weird playing a matchup where you supposedly like outspeed the opponent, but also everything they do is unreactable. You know, because normally it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
character's so slow. It's a Falcon. He's jump naring. You know he's naring the entire time, and that's totally fine. Or it's like you're playing against like I don't know, you're playing against Jigglypuff. She's slow, and everything Jigglypuff does, you can just see and at least like feel like you could do something in response against.
And
Um,
then like once you know like the time to play the aggressive mix up, if you're gonna play one is when they land. And then
yeah.
it's just like cool. Like I wait for them to land or I get under them when they get too high and stuff. But like I don't know, with Peach and I'm just like I don't know, it just feels really like it feels it's funny because like I would get like hit a lot and then I would like tell myself like don't put yourself in lag against Peach, and
Mhm.
then as I'm like playing, I'm like I swear like I don't know what else I was supposed like I was like, well, if I'm not putting myself in lag, like how am I going to hit this? Like I'm out here like trying like a drill like after like waiting an extra second and like I'm just getting clapped up for it. It's like what it like felt like. So I just feel like offensively and like neutral wise, like when I have the green light, just like was not like something just isn't like clicking there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the opportunities you like actually have to hit Peach are pretty like hard to tell, and you're kind of like even when you are doing it, you're like making a few assumptions, right? I feel like with other characters, you're not really doing that. But like, I mean, an example of that is, I think with if you're like dash dancing and you see Peach do a high float, right, and say, let me stream this just so you have like a frame of reference visually. Um, but let's say that Peach is like pretty high in the air, floating. She's like around right here, and you're like down here. So it's like, okay, you see that she's in the air at least. And so you're like, I see that she's established at this point, so I'm going to dash forward to try and run under her or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
But then it's like, when you are doing that like dash through, you're kind of just making the assumption that she will not be falling from her float at the moment that I start dashing forward.
Yeah.
Right. And that's like okay because I think Peach has reason to be in the air for an extended period of time. And there's also things that you could probably see beforehand that would make you feel like you'd want to dash under earlier. Like maybe instead of checking if she floats right here, you're checking if when she jumps, she hits this point, right? Because then it means
Yeah.
if she hits this point, then she's floating somewhere over here. And if you dash forward, seeing that she's just hitting some vertical location rather than like actually being actionable, then it's like okay, you have a bit more time to actually be aggressive safely or something. Or it's like another time I think is something that comes up a lot is Peach is doing like the dash dance, full hop, float, falling bear stuff, or dash dance, short hop, float, falling bear. And it's like when she's doing that, you can't even tell that she's like bearing until the second bear starts coming out, right? And so it's like if you're gonna punish that, you're just like seeing that she jumps and then assuming that she's gonna do some type of bear thing, which I think isn't that great risk reward, but it kind of goes to show that every single thing she does, you're just kind of making some assumption. And I think that like I guess to say the goal in doing all of this is by being aware enough to hedge your bets for what is like the least likely to get you in trouble. And so I think an example of like what hedging your bets would be is if you think she's gonna do like this like dash bag, short hop, float bear stuff over and over, if you want to really like have some opportunity to hit it but not really feel like you're gonna throw your life away, you could full hop above it, right? And so then it's like if she does dash away, you're like, oh, she's dashing. I'm just gonna jump to top platform. You have a bailout always, and if you land on top of her, you get a reasonable hit like drill or something. Or
Yeah.
it's like, with the run under, you would only ever run under if you're already really close, right? And so then if she does decide to do like a fast aerial out of like her higher floats, and it's like you would already be past her, or at least hitting her out of the startup of those moves, worst case, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it feels really bad to play against a lot of the time because it's just like this Peach is just pressing buttons, and I just have to sit here not knowing what he's doing ever. But like, really, I think the fact that Peach has to like do these actions just to stop you says a lot for like what you can do to like hit her, because at some point if you want to go for a read, you can do whatever button you want to just read her, and it's
Yeah.
like it's gonna end up being pretty reasonable just because she has to do that kind of stuff at least sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. um I think also the way that I approach this matchup is like in terms of what the different like levels are, I guess, for things you could do is like this. The baseline is actually just circle camping Peach. You laser here, you realize she starts dashing forward, and then you 50-50 between jumping the side platform or dash dancing in the corner. And then once you react to what she does, then you can decide to transition either from the corner up or corner through, or transition from platform up to platform like center, essentially.
Yeah.
And you just actually keep repeating that over and over, and then intermittently you'll like dash dance here to wait for a dash attack and then realize it doesn't happen and then go back to camping or something. or like maybe you'll like dash forward here just to look if she's like jumping, and then if you see her jumping, you get to just nair, or maybe dash past full hop bear. It's like that's kind of like what the super baseline of the matchup is you're just gonna like move around the stage while checking where she is and seeing if she's actually like doing something proactive, and then um seeing if she'll do something overcommittal in like some of the spots if you let her, and then if she doesn't, you go back to camping. Um,
Mm.
and a lot of that really does not include you hitting her. And if you are hitting her, it's like you're whiff punching things like dash attack that are like, or down smash that are, super reactable. Or you're like kind of just indirectly hitting things like spaced full hop bear or wave dash back down tilt, or like spaced F tilt. Um,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff
That
mostly.
was another thing that I definitely struggled with, is it felt like when I was in the corner, I was kinda fucked. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the
I
corner's
had a
hard.
I had a hard time getting out the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time I dash danced myself into the corner, it just didn't I felt like it didn't go that well.
Yeah, I think um with like Peach, when I guess one of your like biggest goals is like you are totally chilling in the matchup until Peach is like until you're getting chased by Peach essentially. I think, or I know, I think you're winning when Peach is chasing you, but I think once you lose like all like your resources, I guess. So like, oh, you have stage, oh, you have top platform. It's like your goal is to maintain each of those little like wins for as long as possible. So it's like, oh, I have top platform availability. This is like a positional win, and you want to keep that for as long as you can. And then at some point, you probably might have to give it up, but your goal is to like prevent that. So like, attacking and holding space or jumping up the top platform and transitioning. And at some point, it's like, oh, okay, I don't have top platform anymore, but I still have like the entirety of the corner and side platform still. And then at some point, you have to like decide to attack. I guess is the less resources you have, the more you need to just kind of attack.
Yeah.
And so maybe when you get back into the corner, maybe instead of being like, okay, I'm gonna get back into the corner, and then it feels really doomed. Maybe you just like swing. Maybe you running shine, or maybe you nair, or something like that, or something you could do to like kind of mitigate, I guess, the Peach like making you feel like you're losing space is playing vertically because Peach is really bad at covering Fox verticality, and so maybe
Yeah.
jumping the side platform is something you need to do earlier and more preemptive to like prevent bad things from happening.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, I think being on like danger control, I guess to say, where it's like you're checking if something bad will happen and then doing as much as you can to mitigate it before it even becomes an issue. Because with Peach, once it becomes an issue, it's an issue, and that's where you actually lose all your interactions that you would lose.
Yeah.
Um. Otherwise, I think those are most of my thoughts, given what you said.
Yeah.
We could definitely talk about actually attacking Peach more because I think it it looks whenever you watch someone else play against Peach, they just hit her, and it's like, dude, what he just literally did a random move, and that's how it feels.
That's dude, I was watching, like after this session, I, like, just tried watching, like, Fox Peach VODs, and I'm like, I feel like I learned nothing. Like, that
Mm-hmm.
was just, like I feel like he just did a drill, but it just was different, so he won, and
Yeah,
then you know what I'm saying? Like and then sometimes they're just, like, up smashing, and it just, like you know what I'm saying? I don't
it
know.
just hits, and it's like I don't know.
It
Yeah,
just hits, and yeah, I don't know.
I think what something that makes the Peach matchup also very different is I think what makes the like situations what they are isn't what is specifically happening, but like kind of the implications of what's happening. And so instead of being like, okay, maybe when you'd play against Sheik, you'd be like, okay, Sheik is literally doing a short hop and AC fairing, right? And that's like the thing you're focusing on. But against Peach,
Yeah.
you're more focusing on the things surrounding that. And so it's like, what aspects of her jump are happening, and like what is the relevant, or what is that like relative to me, and like what does her jumping imply for like the next situation. That, and it's like, and then you make your decisions kind of based off that, where it's like, okay, if Peach is short hopping here, that probably means she wants me to not like approach, right? She's trying to stop me from approaching, but then she has to land from it, and so then she's vulnerable in some sense, and so then I have to think about what is it that she wants to defend against once she lands from that short hop, right? And so it's like maybe she wants
Mm.
to beat running shine, maybe she wants to beat short hop aerial, and so I'm like, okay, well, how she beats short hop aerial by probably CCing or shielding, and she beats running shine or short hop aerial. Sometimes maybe if she can, get out of the way early enough, she can jump. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, if she has enough time to jump, maybe I'll just up smash her out of the air, or maybe I'll dash dance and let her go up, and then just up air or something, or maybe I'll like if I think that she wants to dash back, then I'll do just run up down tilt. It's like you see how instead of it just being like you're gonna punish this thing Peach is doing specifically, you're more worried about like what she's thinking about given the context of the situation, I guess.
Yeah, so you're more like it's less like react to Nair, it's like react to the fact that like Peach Peach is doing Nair to prevent you doing X, so do something else.
It's kind yeah. It's like pretty much just along those lines, and I think it's awkward because the thing where you can't react to any of the stuff Peach does, but as long as you can kind of like understand the implications, quote unquote, for lack of better words, of like a situation or positioning or a decision, then it's like, okay, then the way you hit Peach becomes more clear. And I can't necessarily articulate exactly what I mean by that, but I think from watching and like talking it through a bit more, it'll like make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it then. Good try. I think getting this is something actually worth practicing. I think is like literally practicing starting a match and then doing the dash dance you need to grab this exact float fair because every
Yeah, we
Peach does that every time.
we talked about that because I did it to start the last one, and without knowing that it was a thing, and you're like, "Oh, every Peach starts the game like this."
Yeah. Yeah. I think specifically like you could have like a I think it might be possible to set up like a save state maybe or something of just like the first few frames ago and then have Peach do like runoff float AC fair or FC fair in the center and practice like coming off the platform in a way that like lets you punish that reactively. And so what I do a lot of the time is I always drop through laser, stand still, and then I check. And it's like, are they floating? Okay, then I'm gonna start priming to punish the fair, and then I set up my dash sense for or whatever.
Yeah.
But like with you
Oh,
doing runoff, something you could do is like do like a super long dash back and check, or do a super long dash back and then like check if you want to like if you see that she's fairing or not, right? And then have that be like what indicates your dash forward. I think simplifying as much as possible is going to be the goal. Because if you just did one long dash back, one long dash back, and then just dash in grab, you whiff punish this fair with dash dance grab. You know.
yeah, it's funny. Fair was one of the things that we talked about like you can like whiff punish this kinda, and but I still really it just felt like with all of the other things that Peach has that they could use to keep me out,
Mm.
I was like really preoccupied and had a hard time like looking for fairs and reacting to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think.
This one is like obvious. It's different. It's like how they start the match, so like I get it. But in general, we are talking about like with punishing the startup of fair last time, and
Mhm.
I had trouble implementing that.
Yeah, I think it's hard, obviously, because Fair's a 14 frame move and it has fucking zero frames of lag or whatever. It has four, but it's so little. But like the thing is that you're essentially like still reading the fact that they're gonna fair at like certain
Mm,
timings or spacings. It's like you're still kind of assuming that's gonna happen, but it's the fact that you could see that they start doing a fair and then punish it. So it's like the
yeah,
way that you play the situation before is you set up assuming that they're fairing, so you have like a good whiff punish like timing, and then once you see the fair, you just like do your dash grab or whatever, or like your dash up
yeah,
smash. And it's kind of unintuitive because a lot of the things that you're reacting to, it's not like a thing you're never actually like reading that's going to happen and then reacting to it for like a lot of the true neutral options. But with Peach Fair, you're essentially reading it. But if you like, it's cool because you're reading it, but it doesn't mean that you're committing.
yeah. It's like you decide like I'm gonna position myself to punish Peach Fair, and then once you see it,
Yeah. then you
you can
just get
do
to
it.
go
But you
for it.
have to, like, position yourself. You can't, like, go from raw, like, neutral to just being like, "Oh, fair comes out,"
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
and, like, dash dance grab it like you would something else.
No. Yeah. I think I think going to top platformer is really good, but then it's like once you're up here, you just gotta chill. There's just nothing you need to do, you know? And so going down just puts you in the exact same position that you were in at first.
Mm,
Right? Peach is actionable, you're dashing into the corner, and now you're like, how do I like defend? And the only way that if you were to defend, you would be able to in this position at this point would be by shielding. You don't have enough time to full hop over dash attack. You could CC, but run up down smash is obviously a part of that mix up, and maybe you don't want to play that 29%. And so it's like you kind of just have to shield, and shield obviously is good against dash attack, but then what if Peach jumps? All these different things, and it's like, oh, you just essentially checkmated yourself just off the small tiny decision of running off the top platform, right?
so I just
And
hold shield on plat.
I think just you just get to dash dance, just chill.
I got parasoled plenty when I did that.
I think if they are preemptively parasailing, then you could like you can shield, that's fine. You'd also full hop, which I think is fine. Um or you could like when you do run off the platform, don't go to the ground, go to the side platform.
Mm,
Yeah. So like maybe short hop off and land on the side platform.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I see your point though about going straight down there.
Yeah. This kind of actually like recreates the like landing and lag next to Peach rule. It's like this is how it feels or this is how it should feel whenever you like kind of land and lag not arbitrarily haphazardly next to Peach. And so it's like I'm going to up tilt some kind of jump that you don't really know is going to happen and you have no like information to make you think so. This is like what the situation ends up being. Peach is dashing towards you, you're actionable but kind of close, you don't really have any real escapes, and so you're just like you have to full disengage with no intention of ever like doing anything else, and that's how you know you've lost essentially. Nice. This is all fine. You should laser definitely. I think this Peach isn't trying very hard to be like intentional, I guess, about being proactive. And so against players like this, is once you get them like full screen like this, you just get to laser. Because look how long it takes him to get from here to here. It took him 2 seconds, right? And it's like in that time, if you're like paying more attention, you'd do this, you'd laser, you'd get like one set of lasers in, maybe two, and then you get to jump to side platform. And then you're in the same exact position you are in now, but guess what? He's 5, 6, 7, 8, 10%, higher than he was before. Right? And I think a similar thing happens right here, where it's like, look at him lollygagging, getting across the stage. Look how many it took him so many steps, boom, 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 and then they finally got to the corner, and then they did this pretty haphazard dash attack that I didn't think was that great. Now, I guess more specifically to kind of talk about these positions is I think you ignoring it's great. I'm not sure what you necessarily. I think with the shine, I assume you tried to full hop and then fall through the platform, like full hop and then without landing fall through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, I think also one thing to be aware of is in all these spots where you decide to dash back, instead of dashing back, you could have full hopped, and that's like a potential thing you could have done. And I think it would have been good in these spots, just because look at what the Peach is doing. Imagine if on this dash forward you full hop right here, boom, Peach is dashing forward into you falling on top of her with the drill. Or on this dash forward, you full hop. Guess what? Peach is doing another kind of haphazard jump, right? And so it's like I guess all the dash backs that you do after the dash forwards could just be replaced with a full hop on the dash forward.
Mm.
And that's like a potential thing. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying you could either decide to dash back all the way or to full hop, and both are like reasonable. But full hop lets you hit the Peaches that are mashing, and dashing is good for the Peaches that are dashing and like being proactive or not proactive, being active. I guess actionable would be a better word.
I think what was happening a lot during this session was just like I'm just like watching this peach really hard, looking for like something to hit.
Mm,
Like I never really found like kind of like you said, like it's like clearly like I didn't quite get that like that's not exactly how it works.
yeah.
There's a lot of like me just like dash dancing and like looking for something, and like all I'm seeing is low lag moves,
Hmm.
and like eventually like something happens just because like interactions, are like an inevitability.
Yeah.
But like they just it was like I guess I wasn't like necessarily like prepping myself to react to like the peach as much as like kind of like worried about avoiding their offense.
Yeah. I think that's a very easy trap to fall in because when you can't see what's happening, you're like, okay, I just gotta make sure they don't hit me. But Fox is, fortunately good enough to like be able to kind of check if something bad will happen, and then like maybe punish it. And so this is kind of where the thing I was talking about, where you're like looking at more of the position that you've ended up in and the content or the implications of it, rather than like what Peach is specifically doing. And so it's like the implications of this situation are, if Peach is gonna be like aggressive, me full hopping will just kind of like beat it. And so it's like that's why you get to full hop here and be chill. It's like you full hop and you get to jump to the top platform or whatever. And Peach, like, you don't know what Peach is doing specifically below you, but there's nothing she could really be doing below you that could like hit you directly. Which I guess is kind of
Yeah.
what makes this work, is that a lot of the things that work against Peach in like a specific situation kind of like are broader applications. And so it's like if you're above Peach, you can kind of just drill and it'll beat almost all the things she would do in that position. Or it's like um or it's like if Peach is on the ground um and she's, I don't know, maybe dash dancing right here, it's like, okay, Peach is dash dancing right there, and it's like if I were to be aggressive, from like maybe a spot that's unreactable, I guess, she wouldn't be able to like move out of the way preemptively, even given, because her dash is so slow. And so that obviously requires you to like know specific qualities of the character's actions or whatever. But that, like, I guess is kind of what I mean by context. Um,
Yeah.
in that, like, there are things that she can and can't do, and then you have to lean into it more broadly rather than looking at, you know, can she do AC fair here? Or what?
Yeah, I was talking about this with like my roommates, and they were saying like part of this is like with Peach, you kind of like it's kind of a character that you like heat map with.
Yeah.
Like once you kind of like get it more, it's like you kind of understand like, oh, like I'm in this zone and they're like on the ground, like I can throw out X.
Yeah.
Or like they're in this range and they're like floating, like I need to run away kind of thing.
Yep.
But so this is kind of making sense
Nice. Nice.
slowly, but like yeah, I guess I don't know. I gotta what do you say? What would you say is like how do I like interpret, or how do I like make my own like mental heat map? Do I just kind of have to like feel it out?
I think you kind of do have to just feel it out, but it's mostly, if you're gonna like concretely do it, is it'd be like, okay, you know, you kind of have like this idea of Peach's options, right? And so it's like she can AC fair, she could do like her low float stuff, or she could
Yeah.
like do like her dash back bear stuff. She could dash attack, and then like she has out of wave dash stuff, and um then you kind of like look at that, and then you apply some sort of like value or maybe like meaning to it. And so it's like, okay, well, if she's doing this AC fair or the FC fair, I mean, like the high FC fair, and it's like, okay, this option does this. It's obviously meant to catch you like running under Peach, or like maybe it's meant to take space but not necessarily hit you. So it's like, okay, if that's kind of like what that's what that's purpose is and where it hits, then you could kind of like create a plan around it. And so it's like, okay, if it like, only really is meant to hit me maybe not respecting Peach's space or doing something like preemptive in that zone, then that means that if I'm outside of that zone, then I'm not really ever at risk of anything happening. And so then you could like, you know, fair's kind of different because you could react to it. But once you see that she like ends up falling from fair, then you know that there's nothing else that could be happening at this point, and so then you could like decide to be aggressive, and then maybe you could get more specific about it and be like, I'm gonna read a jump, or I'm gonna read her CCing, or I'm gonna read her shielding or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely like you just kind of apply meaning to each little individual thing, and then kind of learn maybe what beats it directly, and then also what would beat it like indirectly or whatever. And you kind of just like would pick through those once you see a situation that slightly resembles it.
Hmm.
Oh, you should have gone the top plat, I think.
Yeah.
I guess technically you could have
Yeah.
gone down to ledge too, I think. But yeah, top plat seemed like the most reasonable choice. Nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was just like they keep SDIing. I'm gonna back air, like fuck the up air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guess I just missed my double jump.
Yeah, you just have to double jump there. Oh, that was super greedy. I think the corner pressure here is good, but once you give up, uh, like the corner and Peach gets to like play in this space, all you really need to do is just kind of dash dance and laser. Full hopping doesn't really achieve that much. And so then you end up in that awkward position where it's like, I'm full hopping, and I know Peach is going to be in this area, and I kind of want to hit her. And so then you try, and then guess what's happening? She's wave landing to the ground, and you're double jump bearing and getting whiff punished, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you were down to just like left, right here, Peach does this waveland nair off, you literally just grab her, you know? And it's not like you literally get to see that she nairs and just be like, oh, this is a weird nair. I guess I'm gonna grab, because it's not like Peach has a shine. Her shield obviously loses the grab. Her spot dodge isn't good enough to like. She doesn't have spot dodge shine, right? And so it's like, I guess that's the cool thing I guess about Peach is that when she does the things that aren't float canceled, you can just run up and hit her. And
Yeah.
that's a cool little thing that makes the matchup feel less miserable.
I mean, let's be real. Spot dodge down smash might as well be spot dodge shine. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, definitely. Oh.
Yeah, I missed my wave shine. Just kind of reacted with the drill there.
Yeah. Something you could do here for ledge pressuring Peach that's super good is instead of like running away and like dash dancing or maybe like holding the space, something you could do is if she is literally on ledge, you could just walk up to ledge and crouch. And what makes that good is get up attack is set knockback, and so you could CC it from 0 to 999. Neutral get up and roll are distinguishable, and she doesn't have like wake up. Her fastest option is wake up jab, which is too slow to stop you from just doing JC grab on reaction to neutral get up. And even if she does jab you, it's a jab, so you're just gonna CC grab it anyways.
So how close? How close should I
Literally
get?
point blank, literally just like right here.
Wow. And just crouch?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so then neutral get up you can grab or up smash if you want, but up smash doesn't beat shield, so it's kind of sus. And then roll, you could obviously dash back grab, you could dash back shine if you want, you could dash back up smash. And then if she does tournament winner, if she drifts fully in, sometimes you could do dash back under crouch, full hop rising bear in there to hit it. Or if she like drifts back, who cares? You could just wave dash back and chill. Now the one mix up here is what you might have to worry about is if she drops ledge and double jumps, maybe she could double jump aerial on the stage or double jump air dodge. But like generally, once I see that she's like drops and starts double jumping, I just dash back and kind of like let her do her thing instead of trying to like challenge it directly. Because it's kind of RNG, and the cool thing is that even if she does get on the stage, she's still a Peach in the corner. You're just gonna hit her back off stage, right? And then
Yeah.
this repeats, and so it's like that's totally chill. I guess there's also something I didn't mention, which is like her doing drop up B. But something that you could also do that I think is good is when you see her drop specifically from ledge, you could just shield. And so then if you see her drop, you hold shield, you let go of the stick because you need to be neutral shield. If you hold down, her doing instant up B, shield pokes top of your head, kind of goofy, but yeah, you just neutral
Mm.
shield, and then even if she does do like double jump air dodge, you could hit that. And if you feel like she might do double jump or aerial, which she'd have to go further in the stage to do, like she has to delay it more than if she were air dodging, then you could decide to like roll away, and then you're chilling, right? And
Yeah.
so it's like pretty foolproof to just crouch at edge. I there are I don't know if there's anything that Peach can do to actually stop you from doing this that isn't just like, oh, you missed your reaction or missed your tech skill, you know?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think many people do it, but I know Leffen does. I obviously do it. Um, I think No might do it. I haven't seen any other Foxies do it though, but I think it is like actually meta defining. It just Peach doesn't get out the corner when you do it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
You something I also think might be important to like recognize is that once Peach is on the stage and you're kind of like, okay, I want to pressure, but like I don't want to like throw my life away. There's nothing wrong with just moving back to center and just dash dancing. Because like in the time it takes you to go back here and initiate a dash dance, Peach doesn't really have time to stop you from doing that. And then if during any of that you decide I'm going to be aggressive and you just run back towards Peach in there, she's getting hit if she tries to like take advantage of you moving
Well,
away, right?
mm,
And so that's why I think it's okay sometimes to just give up the space. And it's not like you're actually giving up space because she's still stuck in this position anyways, but like to move more towards center, I guess. Does that make sense?
yeah, a lot of times it was like, okay, well, like the Peach is back on stage now. I don't know exactly how to pressure them, and so often I would end up in like these awkward side plat positions like this,
Yeah.
and being like, well, technically I have stage. I should be able to do something to pressure Peach here, but it got hairy a lot of the time.
Yeah. That it's like I think you have a few opportunities to try and hit her, but then once they go poorly, you just have to move away. Um and I think maybe the way you could have done it or the way you were trying to do it could have been a bit more efficient. Like maybe um instead of running off and then aerialing to the platform, you probably meant to short hop, which I think would have been okay. Um Maybe instead of doing something like that, you jump to the top platform here or side platform here. Instead of running off, you just short hop and do a late aerial right here, right? Or do something more direct. Or maybe you shield drop right here and then drift towards like the stage a little bit so you outspace stuff and then pressure from there. It's like I guess the way you could have done it could have been a bit more like efficient for what your goals are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you hit random shines you're not expecting, you should almost always just like double jump to platform. It is so not worth trying to like do something like this because if the Peach like realized that she could have pressed the button, she just shield grabs your drill and you get up throw, forward thrown, annoying, or she dashes back and then hits a dash attack on your drill and then something bad happens off that, or she has wave dash back down tilt and then down tilt charge up smash and you're dead, right? It's like there's so much bad that happens from you trying to like be proactive here. So I think once I hit the awkward shines and I'm full hopping, I'm almost always just like, I gotta get out. Let me like, reset. Maybe I got a full hop and then drift back to like right here. Or maybe I got a full hop and double jump to top plot or double jump to side plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess in terms of raw outcome, this ended up being the thing where it's like, oh, I landed next to Peach and lag. But it's more that like, I guess when I say that, it's more about the situation prior. And so it's like, if I am like shy, a lot of the situations that end up in you being in lag next to Peach, you generally tend to have other decisions you could have made, right? And so here it's like you're shine full hopping. You always just had the opportunity to shine double jump the top platform. That was always on the table. but you
Yeah.
decided to do an aerial that could have the potential of being in lag next to Peach, right?
Mm.
And I think thinking of it in that way, where it's specifically this option is not something I need to do, and one of the alternatives is me being in the position where I'm in lag next to Peach.
Yeah.
That's like how you should see it. That's like, oh, I don't want to do this thing because that's a potential alternative. And what you'll learn is against Peach, you never really have to make a decision if you don't want to. You could always just decide to go back and circle camper a bit more until you're more comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where all the like that's why like not landing next to Peach's lag, I guess, is a rule, is that the alternative is you always can just escape. Whether it's Peach's jumping here and you might want to decide to up tilt her, you could just dash back, jump the platform, and never get hit. Or it's like if you think Peach is fairing here, doing an FC fair, and you just you know you react to her dropping float and decide to nair, and that maybe she dashes back and you end up whiffing. You never had to nair there. You could have just kept dash dancing with no threat of getting hit. That's kind
Yeah.
of how the dichotomy works. Is one of the alternatives is you could just decide to not get hit, or you could put yourself at risk of getting hit. And I think it's you don't want to give Peach her only opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check what time we're at. 40. Okay. Well, we've only gone through one stock. Let's
I'm kind of down to keep watching this game some
yeah.
more. I'm starting to get I'm getting it a little bit more.
Yeah. I think I want to watch a bit more of this match too. That's good. Oh, that shot was sus. Oh my god, how'd that turnip even hit? What is happening? That's so unlucky. This is like this kind of stuff against Peach happens often, but I also think
It's preventable by me just going and crouching, like you said. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
like that was also a thing. Or you could have also just like chilled. What if you're just standing on side plat waiting to back air? It's like
Yeah.
okay, it's like I guess the fact that there's a lot of random stuff that goes wrong um with Peach or whatever, but it's kind of important that all of the alternatives, or that you always have the alternative of just not doing anything and nothing bad will happen. You
Yeah.
know?
It's not like Peach has something that will hit me if I don't do something.
Yeah. And that's not to say that oh, so it just means I can't ever do anything without risk of getting hit. It's like no, that's not how it works. It's just like in the awkward positions where who knows what's happening and maybe you're slightly a bit uncomfortable, you never have to do anything that leans into that like uncomfort or discomfort, I guess would be, you know.
Yeah.
So nice. Oh no. Yeah, probably just
Look, it was an hour in. I gotta hit this Peach, man.
yeah. Yeah. Just gotta make sure you stay in front of her. Ooh. Mhm. Yeah, I just feel like with like this bear, for example, you never even need to be in the position. And obviously you messed up your wave shine, but like you even have to like be thinking about do I hit my wave shine or not? Is that something that could happen? What if you're just you just kept bear shining the back of her shield, you know? And
Yeah.
that's totally chill. Peach can't do that much about it. It's relatively safe, and you always have the opportunity to just shine jump the platform, you know?
Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff that's also like good against Peach, like in terms of like pressure and like offense, is just like stuff that I don't like naturally that I'm like not naturally inclined to do,
Mm-hmm.
like tech skill wise. I do think I just need to hit the lab and be a bit more
Yeah.
like this is like I need to practice like shine bearing up the back of a Peach's shield, you know, or like I need to practice like just my wave shine punishes just a bit and like I found that like a lot of times like I would like just like wave shine up smash after like one shine because I'm like thinking like okay like I'm playing against like a fucking like Falcon or something
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna get a tech chase if I just like let this up smash rip
or something, but like that's just not how it works against Peach. Like I might as well get the damage and like push them to the corner instead of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I think I do need to kind of like break some like other like sort of habits just to sort of like hit Peach harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I think just trying your best to like super specifically think about what works well against Peach and what is the things that you need to be doing against Peach will obviously like
Do you,
help a lot.
do you have knockdown percents for Peach?
No. But I honestly don't think they're that important.
I don't know. I just feel like I'd be like I've had like I there were some times in the session where it's like, oh, that up smash got ASAI down teched, or like that up tilt.
Oh, okay. I have that. I can tell you the percents for like holding down on Fox move stuff.
That's what I mean. I don't know if I,
Okay.
but like specifically like up smash and up tilt, just because like that's what I'm gonna be trying to do off of wave shine, and like I want to know like okay, it's this percent. I'll just take the grab and like up throw back air. But
Yes.
versus
All right, you go. You keep going.
yeah, just like I just need to like because like man, getting that drill wave shine up smash at like at like a low percent, and it's just getting ASDI down teched, and then you get down smash is like what do I? It's like it just sucks.
It's the worst.
And I just know that like good peaches are gonna do it. Like
Mm-hmm.
the only peaches that that really enter are like two like PR level sheiks Georgia. So it's just like it's another kind of thing where it's just like you want to learn this matchup, like you're just gonna have to find a way to like learn it, not playing on LAN
Yeah.
against these like really good players. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely happens. Um, but
Starting to actually like use like Slippy a lot more to practice, just because like a lot of the matchups that I'm bad at that I've avoided, or like part of it is like I just don't have that
you
like
just don't have
IRL
the
practice.
person. Yeah, I
I don't
think
have the
that's what netplay
person.
is good for. Netplay at least lets you like, dip your feet in the water, and so you can kind of at least have an idea of how the matchup works, how you might feel about it and stuff. Even though I think land is always going to be the best case scenario.
Yeah, I always just feel like I play worse on netplay too. I'm
Probably
like the
do.
I literally like it's crazy like in net play brackets like the way I just like fumble. Like I just like comfort of my own room is like not a good environment for me to play melee.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I can't. I play net play, and I think I'm legitimately like 1/5 of my skill on land. I just don't understand anything that's happening on the screen, and it doesn't make any sense because I'm looking at melee.
Yeah, the vibes are so important. Like I have to be next to that person.
Yeah, yeah, but uh, you know, gotta use net play when you can just to like make it work. In
Oh
my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but as for like percent stuff, up smash stops knocking down, or she can stop teching it at 18. So as long as she's 18 and higher, up smash will work. And for up till, if I recall correctly, up till it should be 24 is when it starts knocking down. Which is fine because what makes up till like okay for like if she techs it is you could just up tilt again on reaction to the tech.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's not as laggy.
Yeah, so as long as she doesn't, as long as she's getting knocked down, that's all that matters with up tilt.
Mm.
So 24 should be when that. I could probably look it up right now. Let me check. Uh,
In like 24, it's like at that point when I'm up tilting, I'd probably like if they don't, they're getting knocked up a little bit, and I can just take my short hop bear and dip.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or maybe you get a short hop up there.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. Where the heck is the thing? Is it calculator? I guess it is. Okay. Attacker, Fox, up tilt. What fucking
oh,
hitbox
is
it
it that
is?
CC calculator?
Yeah, no, it's the I need data like hit
Oh, I need
thing.
data.
Yeah, it's that one.
Someone sent me some other calculator and then like told me the thing that like something is like 1% lower than the other. I forget what it is.
Oh, it's like I think uh Fountain is 1% lower than Battlefield, I think. And
No, they're
so,
saying that like the difference between like like the percent from which something like it's like something like the percent for which you can when you can CC versus like when it knocks down is like I don't know. I forgot what it was. I don't know. It's
mhm.
something that was told to me when I was accumulating melee
Yeah,
knowledge.
when you're in the melee womb learning how the world really is.
Dude, yeah, I just liked so many DMs and random links that I was sent and shit like that.
uh, I checked it, and it is 24 is when it up till it starts knocking down. So
24. Got
yeah,
it.
up tilting 24, up smashing 18. Pretty chill.
Dude, I remember when I was new and just thinking like dumb shit, like I'm not gonna need to like learn these percents. Like that's like a lie. Now I know like the knockdown percents for like everything.
Yeah, you gotta know. Good full
Like I
hop.
know
Look
a
at
knock.
this. This is all great.
Yeah.
This whole time, everything you pretty much did was good. I think going to the right preemptively was a bit bad, but it's fine because you got out, you're dash dancing, you're chilling, you full hop. Oh, look at this, you're all chilling, and then she does a bad dash tag, and it's just like boom, you know, you're
It's
chilling.
so fun. That's the thing though. It's like they get out from the up throw like every fucking time.
Yeah, but maybe that
Oh,
means
it's
that
so
you have to like
frustrating.
preempt the dash attack a bit more. Like maybe you have to think, what if they dash attack? And so instead of like always doing dash dance grab to punish it, why not set up for like a dash dance running shine, right? So why not do like a foxtrot away and then running dash in and then get a reaction with punish with the running shine. So you get wave shine, F throw, maybe a kill, or maybe you get like you could whiff punch for a short hop falling up air or drill if you want to be that guy. I don't think drill's that great. Um, right? It's like
Yeah,
you can like set it up in a way that lets you punish it the way you want while also still reacting. It just means that you have to be willing to like lean into it a bit more, maybe preemptive a bit, you know.
I'm also trying to spend like 5 minutes a day trying to get better at like JC shining during my dash.
Nice. I think that's pretty
Just
good.
'cause, like it's something that I can't do right now that I know is like so big. Like I just watch Aklo play specifically, and I'm just like, this man is crazy. Like this man is
He does
literally
it a
like
lot.
he does it so much, and I'm like, I just like you see it, and like you know it's broken because like, what if every time I'm dash dance grabbing a peach, I'm doing a dash JC shine into a clean wave shine? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like it's just so much more juicy. And so like I'm just gonna try to do that shit like 5 minutes a day until it's kind of in my hands, and like it'll probably help me with like wave shining at a shield and like just some of that like advanced things. Because I
Mhm.
do feel like yeah, I'm also like I feel like I'm kind of like I feel like I'm just kind of exhausting like my current level of tech skill. Like I just it's something I've felt a lot over the past couple months where it's just like I gotta get faster. Like I've gotta learn some of like a harder text that's like the next level.
Yeah.
I just feel like obviously like I don't necessarily need it, but I just feel like by learning those harder techs, I'm just like unlocking like juicier openers in neutral and like harder punishes, which are like just two things I need.
Yeah. I agree. I think learning new tech just opens up new possibilities. And so it's always good to like whether you use it or not, it's always good to just have it, because it'll come
Yeah,
up at some point where you're like, oh damn, this random thing I practiced ended up being useful for this one random situation. And that's
the
always
big
pretty
one
good.
is like the big one right now is like I just need to get better at wave shining, out of shield, and
Hmm.
like JC, all that JC shine shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really big one. Once you get over that hurdle, it actually helps so much.
Yeah, plus it's like I think like I'm just like not gonna be missing wave shines once I'm hitting those consistently because like it's so much harder.
Yeah. Uh, I feel like I don't know what happened, but this stock you're playing a lot better in the matchup. But the problem is, this what you're doing here doesn't matter if you're not lasering because Peach doesn't have any reason to like move towards you. If you're not
Mm.
making like you're not punishing her for doing this.
I need to practice lasering honestly too. I'm like really bad at consistently double lasering, like short hop double lasering.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth practicing.
Like I can single obviously like short hop single and like time it and do low and high and stuff, but like just a little bit more comfortability lasering. There were
Mm.
some moments in some other games that I was re-looking at. It is exactly what I was fucking talking
Yeah,
about.
I know this is the thing.
What percent were they at before I?
They were at
Let's see.
12.
12, of course. Yep.
Yep.
But like that's yeah, it's something that where like there were some times like earlier I watched a lot of these games back to like sort of like pick out like which one of these were like I like I'm not too embarrassed for this to be up on the internet. And there were a lot of times where like I was lasering, but like I think I was like lasering too close, and like I would get like dash attacked on my landing and like things like that, or like I would whiff it sometimes, like or like it's just like there was a lot of lasering happening that like clearly I wasn't that good at it,
Mm-hmm.
like doing it quickly and safely. And so later on, because this is about an hour in, like I mentioned, I kind of stopped lasering as much.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd rather not laser and just not get hit for a lot of percent. But these are not good things to think. And I get the long term lesson of like the what why like you're giving the peach no onus to attack if you aren't lasering.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I I know we're getting near time, but I want to show you a single stock of me playing against the Peach from sometime this year. Um, and I just want to super duper speed run, kind of go over the things that we covered, where it's like when you are when you are going to try and hit Peach, what kind of are the opportunities that you actually have and why, I guess. Playing evasive and like doing things that let you potentially pressure Peach or punish Peach, but are also safe, and trying your best not to like, break the rules. And obviously, I'm gonna break the rules a decent bit because I don't think I'm gonna assume I didn't play that great, but I think it's worth thinking about. Nice. I think this is something where it looks like a random running shine, but it's like,
I can't see it right now. It's like
oh
loading.
really? Okay. Let me know when you can. I can also
Yeah.
let me restart the stream.
Yeah. It's just like giving the loading thing not showing screen. I'll do the same. There it is. I see it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah. Wish I didn't shield, but I felt like I couldn't jump because there's a turnip above my head, so maybe I did something wrong there. But I was talking about this running shine. I think this running shine just looks random. It's like, oh, you just grab the turnip and drop through the platform and you running shine, I guess, sure. But it's like, why I'm able to do this is because I know she has a turnip. I know she can't do an aerial. I know her floating isn't gonna like hit me for doing this running shine, and I know that there's totally a world where she just drops through and throws the turnip, right? And so I'm just like, I might as well running shine because it hits a lot of things, and I'm going to be pretty safe even if she stays on the platform or if she comes down, right? And that's like, I only did that because the context.
Can you explain a little bit like how what Peach can do changes when they have the turnip in their hand?
Peach can't aerial unless she's floating. She doesn't have C stick access unless she's floating.
Okay.
She can't grab at all. And yeah, she has a dash attack turnip throw. She has a smash turnip throw. She has a normal turnip throw, and she can throw the turnip in all the directions. Um, and then when she's just jumping in the air, she can only throw the turnip unless she's floating, pretty much.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's
I
like,
like knew all these things, but like I needed to hear that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I get it. I like this too. It's like I shined her, and it's like, sure, Peach is actionable, but it's also like Peach can't really do anything other than dash back, shield, maybe jab, which doesn't matter because I'm shining. And down smash, I don't think down smash would come out in time. I think you could check how actionable she was. It might have. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then yeah, I think that's how she came out. But I also don't think it matters that much because I'm at 0%. You know. So yeah. It's like I see down smash and I'm like, oh fuck, and I SDI up and then I'm out in like 1 or 2 hits. I like this a lot. You know, I get caught trying to like full hop past Peach, and it's like, okay, that's fine. But guess what? I'm reacting well. I'm taking my time. I shield because it's like nothing bad can happen if I do shield there. I wave dash off because I want to like, make space safely, and I empty land. And then obviously I go for an up smash to reader jumping on a shield, right? But like,
Yeah.
this is me being aggressive, but of course there's clear context that would make me want to do it. But she's in the corner. Only thing she could do, you got to shield, jump, wave dash, roll. And
It's
I think she's gonna jump,
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I think I need to go like full circle where like I used to sometimes just play against Peach, kind of like with lack of respect for the character.
Mhm.
It almost feel like it like helped me, like that sort of blind, like, oh, I'm just gonna like fucking dash dance here and then like throw out this fucking up smash and shit, like just like that kind of mentality sometimes can be like accidentally good
Yeah.
against the character. And like now I feel like I just play like a bit too scared, and I think I just need to like sort of get back to that point where it's like an informed confidence, because like funny that the thing that Miles keeps saying against floaties is like, you just like he's like, you gotta he's like, I just like had this realization, like when there's a floaty on the screen, like no matter how I feel, like I'm the big dog, like you're the big dog on the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
She's
saying?
worried
Like,
about you, right?
yeah, it's like what? It's like a Puff, it's like a Peach, it's like you're the one that's like, you're the one that's really like in control at all times, as long as you don't give it to them.
Yeah.
And like I just gotta remember that a bit more.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it helps a lot because it's very easy, I think, to play Fox against floaties and feel like a victim. It's so easy because if you do the wrong things, you actually just end up one, but you have the power to not be one, which is what matters,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think my cat is hungry.
Well, that might be perfect timing then. I think you could watch the rest of the
Finish out this
stock.
talk.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think this was actually so good.
Gassing yourself up.
Yeah. Nice. I like how I'm corner pressuring. Nice. I think something really good to recognize here is that in this entire stock of 45 seconds, not a single weird thing happened. There's no weirdness.
You
There's no
didn't let it happen.
randomness. Yeah, right? It's like nothing random, weird, super freaky happened because I just didn't let it happen. And that's why I'm at 50% and took the stock first, right?
Yeah.
That's like the whole shebang, I guess. Is you have the power to make that outcome a reality.
No, that makes sense.
Nice. Oh, that's all I got.
Yeah, that feels good. I think, yeah, I just think it's like the matchup that like agrees with me the least. So I think I just needed an extra layer of like additional explaining for like my games against Peach to be productive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't think my session yesterday was unproductive, but it was not great.
Definitely was not as good as it could have been, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it a bit more. I think I'm gonna be able to. I think I have enough information to like kind of try shit out
Mhm.
in a better way.
Nice. Yeah. I think this matchup, I had a similar experience with it being the least like. Peach was the only matchup where it just, no matter what I did, it didn't make any sense. I would spend so much time on it. I'd map all this shit out. I'd think about it, but it just didn't click. But at some point it did, and I think
All the other lessons, it was like I got one lesson and then I play against the character and it's just like, oh, like why did I ever struggle with this? And I just need to like play it out a bunch.
yeah, I think Peach is
Like,
just weird.
like it's like at this point I just feel like I'm chilling against like all of the fast fallers. I just need to hit harder. Like that's literally it. I just need to hit harder and like have a few more layers. Like, but like Peach is like, but like as with all of these floaties, like I like just pretty much like Puff, Peach, Marth, like I just think I just need to like go like heads down and like go like floaty mode for the next like couple of months and like
Yeah.
really iron them out.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a good thing to go through too, because you'll learn a lot about like melee and how like
Exactly.
I think floaties teach you a lot about like fundamental risk reward. Because the only way you're losing to them a lot of the time is that you're misjudging risk reward. And so it's like if you can get all the floaty matchups down to some comfortable level, it'll be like, oh, I kind of feel the game on a more like fundamental level, and I think it'll be super helpful.
Yeah, I feel like you got to be able to beat floaties to beat the carried by Fox allegations. I feel like it's just
I
you gotta do it.
agree. Gotta be able to beat the floaties. Oh god. Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
appreciate you running this one late.
yeah, no big deal. And good luck with Peach. You could do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have a good rest of your week.
Yep. Peace out,
Peace.
man.
Peace.